It's 2026. We're in a new year. Get in here now. Get in here right now. I got a new cup. Yep. I'm allergic to mornings. Sure am. But I don't got a lot of time, so we're going to dive in. Welcome back to the Daily Dose with Des. And
admit it. Turn it up, turn it up, turn it loud. Got you feeling so proud. This is how we do it now. Daily Dose with Des. Got you coming back for more.
And it is 2026, guys. I don't have a lot of time. I have a lot of moving parts going on. I know I have been not streaming for some time, and I know my YouTube numbers are going to look like garbage. But I felt like it was time for me to get back on here and really start I really should have done a podcast when I first did the Cotton Bowl. But I was just so wrapped up in the moment. I just wanted to live in that moment. But I understand that I do have people that have been here supporting me since the day one, and I do want to share these moments with you all. So I am coming off of break because I was actually going to take break to break from when I did my last show. I was going to do a full month. I haven't quite made it to the month, and that's okay. That's okay. I need to get back into the groove. I feel like every time I start and it's a new year, I'm a little rusty dusty, but I don't feel like that. I feel like I'm diving right on in. But for 2026, we have some amazing things. I really hope to continue to work with Greenville Sports Media, which I will be just continuing to write. So if you want to see some of my articles, feel free to go over there to get my articles with that. I'm going to be doing the ACC tournament in March. So don't say I didn't tell y'all any early news, because y'all just got that news early. Okay? Nobody else knows that besides now. I mean, I guess y'all know that. Whoever watches will know. I did cover the Cotton Bowl, so the year started off great. Even though technically, I'm going to say that ended my year. It ended it, right? But it kind of jump started it into this year. Super excited about that. I have another announcement, but I'm going to wait a little bit, just a little bit longer, because I'm still basking in this moment, this opportunity. And I would just say, starting this off being motivational, the best thing that I could have done for myself last year was betting on myself and just saying, you know what, when in doubt, I'm gonna work it out. Me and the man upstairs, because I believe that I'm not in this battle by myself, and this is not my path of my journey. I'm just getting guidance from the man upstairs, and I really, really, truly believe that. And God has blessed me in so many ways that I can't even imagine. But we're gonna get into some of these good things that's going on. Of course, I'm gonna recap the Cotton Bowl for you all, because I feel like if you didn't see my recaps, you won't know exactly what I'm talking about or how great it was. But yeah, excuse the background noise if you hear any. Yeah. Let's see here. So you guys know I did the Cotton Bowl, and during the Cotton Bowl, that's the semifinals. Last year, the Cotton Bowl was a part of the semifinals, but this year was the quarterfinals. So it's a playoff game, and it's super duper big. At that moment during this time of last year was the biggest game of my career so far. Being able just to be there with a whole bunch of other media people from all over the place, students, interns, working professionals, 30-year professionals, athletic directors, VPs, everybody was there. It was just such an amazing experience, amazing time. That committee does amazing, and I cannot thank them enough for just betting on me and allowing me to come and to be a part of their environment. And I really hope to be back for the years to come. If you did not see my recap, please go check it out and go look at the recap. Like I said, I'm a little crunched on time because I have other things to do. As you see, I'm not in my home studio either. So that's the thing. We're not in my home studio. Things are changing. We're not getting a new studio. We're getting basically a new studio location. I'm gonna give it a little bit of a facelift. Like I always say, I feel like every year I've kind of uplifted it a little bit. I mean, you guys are with me from when I started literally in the bathroom, in my little cozy, cute corner bathroom. You guys started there. We're going to continue to expand from there. So it'll be getting a facelift. So for the time being, I may be in different locations, and I'm not gonna, I don't know where I'm gonna be. I might be here I don't know. We're gonna be different locations, but the actual home studio is getting a facelift, and it's gonna be so good. I want to make sure that I really like polish it and put it in there. So even if I'm on a white wall, all of that doesn't matter. But that will be getting that is coming, and that will be new and fresh, honey. You know how I like to do. So it'll be nice. It'll be brilliant, actually. So, like I said, the Cotton Bowl experience was 10 out of 10. Like, would recommend. Like, just, it was like a dream come true being able to be in an environment where I was up, um, being able to be in that type of media space. For sure, which leads me into me rolling into my Miami topic, right? So a lot of people seem to have forgotten that from the beginning of like the college football rankings and the polls and stuff, Miami was at the top of that ranking for quite some time. Like they were not just like sitting at number 6 and number 10. Like they weren't floating there at the beginning. They got their first loss, and then suddenly they just like they dropped, right? But Miami was at the top of the CFP polls when we first started the college football season. I don't think people honestly remember that. And they were sitting there for quite some time. So it's no surprise to me that this team has shown up and played well. Even though, like I said, in my previews of me watching them play, yeah, they're slated to be an underdog. And that's only just because of polls sitting. But they weren't actually the underdogs in the situation, coming in with the better team on both sides of the ball. So you can't really, I mean, I don't know how people are really saying like that was like underdog status, but I get it, fine. We lived them the underdog, and they came up being the top dog, right? Both games. So they're going to be going to the national championship, and the national championship is in Miami, which is their home stadium. So this is going to be, familiar territory for them in a way, but they will be, from my knowledge, the away team because they are the lower seed. Home field advantage technically, but they are the visiting team there. So there's that. And I do want to pull something up because I seen this the other day. If you've been with me for some time, then you already know that I've been covering college football, and I've been saying when Miami was on top, when they had Cam Ward, I was like, you know what? This time, I think I was just early. I think I was just a little too early because literally, I'm about to show y'all. I'm about to show y'all. Literally 1 year ago, what did I say? Miami to win the Natty. 1 year ago. And I took this screenshot on Friday. So today's Tuesday. So a couple days ago. 1 year ago. 1 year ago, I called it. Even if they don't win it, I still said that they were going to be going to the championship. And I said that in the video. So if you haven't seen the video, then maybe you should go check it out, because I just have to show y'all every time and time again when I be right. I may have been a little bit early. Maybe I can tell the future. I'm a fortune teller. Okay? But I called it. I said it. This team has been something just spectacular from top to bottom, and what they've been doing, what they've been building over there has been phenomenal. And yes, they've had their troubles and they've fallen a little bit short sometime, but overall they have been an elite football, not just team, but a football program. And I had my eyes on them for quite some time. So I am not surprised that they are here. I've been saying this for some time now. So I just want you to clock that T. Okay, clock it, because I be knowing. What I didn't know though, and I will give it to them, is the Hoosiers. Okay, the Hoosiers have been proven to not be losers. They're on this journey to have a perfect, beautiful season. So far, so good. They're going to the national championship, and they're going to play a really fine game. Now, a lot of people are saying that Oregon was frauds. Dan Lanning, all the talking that he be doing. And then when you get there, you didn't really show up. I mean, that could probably be the case. We don't know. Or Indiana is just that good. Fundamentally, they're strong. Both sides of the ball, they're strong. Mendoza and his brother, I think that's the most beautiful story, to have your little brother behind you, getting ready to take the ranks of a team that you have been a part of, and you guys have had such a turnaround Cinderella story dream of a season, and to be here to have your brother win the Heisman, to be really at the top of the top of the top, and he's probably going to be the number one overall pick. Um, to see and to be a part of a season like that, and to have your brother be your, your right hand man, your backup, I think that's just such a beautiful story. And I do think what they have going on is a beautiful story, and it will make it even more chef's kiss with a national championship win. Now, a lot of people are saying that their Cinderella story ends here because they're saying that Miami is going to come and they're going to win. We don't know until we get there, but what I do know is what I seen in that Indiana and Oregon game. I seen that Indiana was just playing, it seemed effortlessly to me. Like they were just effortlessly out there, out just handing off the ball, throwing the ball, Mendoza making the play, and then defensively just getting to the stops and really just playing the best complementary football that I have seen in some time. Literally, in some time. And if they can continue to have that, I think they win with that because it's not a lot of mistakes. It's not a lot of and I know like once you get into these games, sometimes when it's your first time, you can get flustered, you can get overwhelmed, the emotions are running high. They seemed cool, calm, collected. They just seemed like they were meant for this moment. Like this moment is for them. This is their moment. This is their time, and that's just the way that I see it. Right, I just see it that way. And a lot of people did point out, looking at Oregon's roster, Oregon had a lot of, 4-star, 5 stars, like big dogs, right? And Indiana didn't. They didn't have any star recruits really, but what they had was members who've been on a team for 4 years, who've been building with this program, who's been learning and developing through a program, and now they're at the most elite level that they could be at. They're at elite status in terms of college football. And this is what programs are missing. Everybody's so jumping around and portal, 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 portal. But really look at what is happening when you take a team and you build it fundamentally. You have a lot of these same players over the last 4 years, and you build a program around them, and it is a beautiful thing. You see the fruits of your labor. And I think that this is just Indiana's season for them to see the fruits of their labor. Will they be ever Will they ever be able to recreate this season? Probably not. But the fact of the matter is, they're here and their time is now. And I would love to see them continue on to just have that moment. And I know that it's not going to be an easy fight because Miami does come with a very, very fierce defense. But I think Indiana's defense is probably the top in the country, in my opinion. And that probably ain't even a thought. It is what it is, right? And I think just at this point, it's going to be a really great game, but it just seems like the stars are aligning for Indiana, and it would really blow my mind if they get there and they do something and play a different way than they've been playing all season. That's just my opinion there. But we shall see. But nothing will be easy. Everything will have to be earned. Everything will have to be fought for. And I think they've had some tough battles along the way, and I think they're going to be ready for it. I don't think that they're coming into this game thinking it's going to be a cakewalk. I don't foresee even their head coach. I call him head coach Siggy. I don't see him going into a situation like that anyway, you know. I think a new era for his football team has arrived, and it's here. It's here. And as I said before, the national championship game is in Miami. It's on January the 19th. That is a Monday, Martin Luther King Day. And it will be a really, really great game. And I will be there. Yes. So I'm going to be at the national championship game. I am not covering, unfortunately. They did deny my credentials, which is kind of confusing because, yeah, I've done one playoff game and then I've gotten denied for the others. It's okay. I feel like the Lord puts me on these paths for a reason. I get my yeses and I get my nos. So I won't be covering them. So I won't be in the press box and all that stuff. I will, though, however, be on the field for the pregame anthem because I'm definitely going to be rolling out the flag with them. I'm definitely going to be doing that. I am. I signed up for it. So excited for that. I signed up and I was accepted. So I'm excited to be doing that. Okay. I've never done it before. And I was like, well, if I can't get in the room, I'm going to get in the room. Okay. Hopefully that didn't go over your head. One way or another, it's going to be covered. one way or another. You don't actually have to be at the game necessarily to cover the game if you know what you're doing. In my instance, I know what I'm doing. So I think that's going to be a good thing. So that was the announcement I wanted to make in terms of the national championship. I think it's going to be a phenomenal game. After I do the flag thing, I'm probably going to leave out and go find somewhere to watch the game or something. I don't really know. But I will be there in attendance in Miami for this game. And I am super duper excited. PG Love Sports is going to be in the building, even if it is for 10 minutes. I'm going to be there. Super excited. I'll be there for the actually the entire weekend. I'm doing some other work um, with the national championship, so I'll be doing some other things there. So I'm super duper excited just to be in the space and that environment and being at the big game. So super duper excited for that. So my year is continuing on. So technically, this would it be my first game? Possibly so. Um, and now we're gonna move on to something that's really near and dear. I only have two more topics, and we're gonna get up on out of here after that. But I need Steelers fans to the front. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. To the front. Let me give y'all time to get up in here. Yeah. Okay. So the Steelers have not won a playoff game since 2017. They have not been. It's the same exact story every time they make the playoffs. Barely win the division. Barely. Hanging on by a thread. Literally, we saw it. Right? Same story. Get to the wild card and lose. Piss poorly at that. At that. And a lot of people are saying Arthur Smith needs to go. I don't think he should have been hired in the first place. But at the time, I guess he was better than Matt Canada, so they took him. Cool. Cool. All this money put into the defense. Defense has been struggling on and on, but when defense has needed to step up, in most cases, they've done the thing. They started off really well, showing up, and offensively, they weren't showing up. And at some point, we talk about this all the time. There's no way that a defense can continue to carry the game, not in this new NFL world. You need to get points on the board, period. Not even in NFL, not in any football. Your defense is not going to be able to solely win you the game unless they create the takeaway and then put the points on the board. Otherwise than that, they can create the takeaway, but now it's your time and your turn as the offense to not get the points. Failure to do that on Pittsburgh's side. Early in the game, 3 takeaways and still was down by 1. That don't make sense. Okay. But over these past years, yes, they've had 19 winning seasons under head coach Mike Tomlin. But at what point is there going to be a change? At what point is it, we keep doing the same thing over and over and over with different people most times, and we keep getting the same exact results. That is the definition of insanity. This team right now is insanity, and it drives me insane. Love them to death, no matter win, lose, or draw. But looking at it from a fan perspective, it's like, when, at what point is there going to be a change? When is things going to change up? Because it's not given. It's not given this is a championship caliber team at all. Especially when you can barely make it out the division, and then you can't even make it nowhere near close out the wild card. And it's been the same story in different fonts over and over and over again. I was not delusional about that game last night. I didn't watch the game last night because I already knew what to expect. I knew they were going to lose. Most people say, how can you? I knew it because it's been the same story over and over again. Offensively, there's been like little to none like true investment for real. Still no offensive identity. Waste time getting DK Metcalf to not even properly know how to use him. Waste the time getting old Aaron Rodgers, and yeah, he may can carry you and help, but he can't carry you the way that a younger quarterback can. Wasted time and opportunity. We could have got Shador at 21. Or anybody else, for that matter, if you didn't want Shador. But it's just mind-blowing to me that it's the same thing over and over, over and over, over and over, and it's just supposed to be the thought that it's going to get better. And everybody says, "Oh, well, if Mike Tomlin goes, then who are the Pittsburgh Steelers going to get?" I don't know, but what I do know is that I've seen teams that have been at the bottom of the barrel for years now, and they're doing well and they're in the playoffs. And even if they did get to the playoffs and lose, like the Jaguars, they've still turned their team around. The Bears have turned their team around, and y'all know I drug the Bears season after season after season, drug them until they could get it figured out. They got to figure it out. They're moving on in the playoffs. Even the Patriots. Patriots got them a new coach, moving on in the playoffs. I don't know. Are we exhausted yet? Are we still just on the train of, oh, we had a winning season? We're turning in no tea, no shade, but we're low key turning into the Cowboys. And on that, I'm gonna move on. We're going to end with, again, talking about NFL playoffs. So we have seen the results that we have seen. The defending Super Bowl champions are out of the playoffs. Not on my bingo card. I put that on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter and you're not following me on Twitter, you need to follow me on Twitter at PG Love Sports. I'll be over there. I give news, insight, and I give you my opinions with certain things. I give you all of that wrapped into one. So it's not just a news channel. It's all of that stuff wrapped in one. I did not see that the Eagles were going to lose to the 49ers. From most of the game, they were winning. I don't know. I don't know how Bang Bang Niner Gang figured it out, but they figured it out and they did it well. And they're moving on to play the Seattle Seahawks. I do think they're going to lose to the Seahawks, though. To me, the Seahawks is the Seahawks and the Broncos are one of the best teams, in my opinion, right now. In the NFL, just is what it is. I think the Patriots can be up there as well, and I think that the Bears as well. I think that's what we're going to be looking at. I think it's going to be Seahawks, Bears, Patriots, Broncos. That's what I think. Even though I feel like Josh Allen has no excuse to not get his team to the Super Bowl, I feel like at some point Josh Allen is just not going to be enough from what I've seen with the Bills playing against the Jags. The Jags did make them fight for it, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. The Jags were just as good as them, if not better. They were at home. But I feel like the Bills defensively, it's just I don't know. Something is they're missing some key points and some key players there, and I just feel like the Bills defense is just kind of like subpar in my opinion. I've been saying this all season. I've been saying it all season. And then offensively, they got to get it figured out. They got to get in rhythm way quicker than the fourth quarter. That's just my opinion on that. But the literally Josh Allen and the Bills have no excuse as to why they are not going to be going to the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is not in your way. There's nobody else really in your way right now when you look at it schematically, right? So I feel like they have no excuse. They should be able to get to it, but the Broncos are playing lights out, especially in the fourth quarter. The Broncos are the best team in the fourth quarter in the NFL. So, I mean, they neck and neck with Chicago because Chicago can turn some things around, honey. They turn it around quick, fast, in a hurry. I don't know if their light switch just flips on or what, but that second half, especially that fourth quarter, babe, they turn on the Jets. Okay, so you can miss the whole first half, but when you turn into the second half, you're going to get some really good football. So, I think that Josh Allen and them should be able to beat the Broncos, but I don't think that they will. I think it's going to be Broncos, Patriots. I think the Patriots edge it out a little bit. I think Drake May, and then they work out some of them kinks from that game against the Chargers, and they really figure out how they can get their momentum going a little bit faster as well, and course correct some of those mistakes. And I think they can go ahead and take it there. And again, I think that the Rams kind of struggled against the Panthers, rightfully so. Again, none of these games were easy. You had to earn your win. But from what I saw from the Rams, I just wasn't fully impressed. And from what I saw from the Bears, I was like, holy moly, they turned that thing around. So I think that the Bears out-edged the Rams there. And then I think that the Seahawks, once again, kind of out-edged the 49ers. But, again, I mean, maybe third time's the charm for the Niners. Maybe they finally got it figured out and they can out-edge the Seahawks there. But that's just my predictions coming in to the next round of the playoffs. And that is that. So this is the show. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing on all social media platforms at PG Love Sports. This is Pretty Girls Media. Pretty Girls Love Sports. I am Des. This is the Daily Dose with Des. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. I got to go. I got to go for somebody coming here looking for me, child. But I will be on here again, likely. If I'm not on here tomorrow, I'll be on here Thursday. Y'all know how I do. Okay. But I just wanted to do my first year show. Love you guys. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.